Alright, people, it's time to talk about the Omnibus Spending Bill. Now, when the Omnibus Spending Bill went into Don John's desk in the White House, he was kind of furious for the right reason, because nobody read the fucking bill. And he knows that he has to sign the bill, or otherwise it will cause a government shutdown. And I think that's a good reason to be mad at the bill because nobody read it. Of course, Rand Paul was angry about it as well because, that nobody read it. He said he didn't vote against it, but I think he did, because the bill has not been read. Now, I think they had like 4 days to vote on this bill, and it's 2,200 pages long, which it makes it impossible to read within 4 days. Which that because when you get a bill that's impossible to read, not just like because there's 4,000 pages, but they make it confusing, it's obviously that it's not a good bill, and it should not be voted in because they're trying to make it confusing so they can get something that is more harmful to the country passed. So I'm glad that Donald Trump was angry about Congress not reading the fucking bill. And it's very important that Congress read these bills. And if they get like a bill that's, 4,000 pages long, and they got 4 days to vote on it, then they should vote against it because they're not given a chance to read the bill to see what's in it. Of course, some politicians do a Nancy Pelosi. What I'm saying is that some politicians there probably did a Pelosi saying that we should pass it to see what we voted for. That's a bad idea. Now, there's a good reason to be angry at. Now, we should make it that Congress should read the fucking bills that they pass, because I'm sick and tired of bills being passed that Congress won't read. And that's a problem we have. Now, there's a good reason why we should be angry at Congress for not reading the bill. Because when you think of the Omnibus Spending Bill, you think of it as has something to do with spending. Which there is nothing on putting money on the construction of the border wall up in. Well, what I'm saying is there's nothing in the bill that says funding the border wall or going after sanctuary state, but there's this one thing, this one rider in the bill is known as the Cloud Act. And this Cloud Act is a god-awful abomination, people. It's an abomination not to this country, but to the Constitution and the amendments, because it bypasses the Fourth Amendment. It violates it by sticking its cock in the ass and not having the courtesy of lubing up before it fucks it in the asshole. That's what it is. What I'm saying is that this gives foreign entity the right to work with American firms, internet firms, to go after wrong thinkers, I say. Like, you saw what happened to Count Dankula. Like, he went to jail for some stupid joke that was minorly offensive, and he has to spend like 2 months in jail. Well, they could use this bill to hunt down anyone that makes minorly offensive jokes that are politically incorrect and have these people in jail. And this is not just like Western European countries, but other countries as well. Hell, we just gave the ability, the right for Saudi Arabia to go after people for wrong things. Like if someone is part of a different religion, like either Christianity, paganism, or atheism, and they criticize Islam for being too violent and too insane, the Saudi government can get American firms like YouTube, Twitter, or any social media firms that exist in the United States to comply with their demands to hunt down these people and probably throw them off the roof or tie them up on a pole and shoot them at dawn for spouting anti-Islamic rhetoric, or wrongthink as I like to call it. This bill should never have been passed. And probably in the future, we might get a whistleblower who released documents that stating that these corporate firms pretty much were helping these countries, helping like Germany to jail people that were spouting against multiculturalism, expressing anti-multicultural. What I'm saying is that you might find a whistleblower that released documents of American social media firms working with governments like Germany, cracking down on people that express anti-multicultural views, criticizing the government, or working with Saudi Arabia to arrest somebody, have them in jail and executed for being an atheist or non-Muslim, Muslim or kafir or something like that. In South Africa, black people get angry if you say the word kafirs because it refers to them, but in Saudi Arabia, a kafir is a non-Muslim guy. And they could use this to, and we could find documents in the future that these corporations has helped many kafirs to get executed because they worked with the Saudi government to hunt down dissidents, which is a fucking abomination. Now, I don't see this law going away anytime soon in the near future. It might get challenged, but it's not going to go away. And I think Rand Paul is angry at it. I don't know how Donald Trump feels about it. Maybe he's not happy about it, but people are blaming him for that. But of course, I don't think he read the bill, and because it's impossible to read a 2,200-page bill within minutes. And if you think so, then try it. And this is just terrible for people because you're going to be violating a lot of human rights. Now, someone says that the Constitution protects people from the federal government and the state government, not by the corporation. So they don't have to abide by the Constitution. Well, thanks for telling me that. Yeah, well, all that shit, but I think, I don't know. Like, I'm just not very happy that this law managed to write the bill. Now, there's a good reason why this stupid law was a writer in the bill. For one reason, that nobody in Congress was going to read it because they don't read fucking They don't read the fucking laws they pass. And second of all, if Trump vetoes the bill, it will cause a government shutdown. Now, I think I'd rather have a government shutdown than this fucking law being passed, because whatever, if you shut down a couple of government entities, that would be good. Now, there are a couple of government entities that should be shut down, such as the useless bureaucracy we have. Useless bureaus, but they don't get shut down. It's just the national parks do, which is bullshit. Now, there's a reason why I encourage people to participate in the midterm elections, because we need to get, because part of the reason why this bill gotten passed is not because of Trump, because I think Trump is being unfairly blamed for this, but because of the ineptitude of Congress and how corrupt they are. And I think it's important that we vote these incumbents out and replace them with congressional people that really, truly represent our people. Most of these congressional members are out of touch. And I think it'd be a good idea to vote them out of office this coming midterms. And you should do too, because I'm planning to participate in the midterm election. And if anybody, including the cynical people, he claims that it doesn't matter who you vote for because everything is the same. Well, I think that's bullshit, because you should get out there and start voting. Maybe we'll have like third party member to be in the fucking House and Senate, so that way we can start improving instead of going backwards. It's like this: whenever somebody passes a law that's a good idea, it gets shot down by the Senate, while laws that are bad ideas get passed. And I don't think Trump should be unfairly blamed for the Cloud Act, which is stupid because I think it is, and all that. Like, I am kind of angry at Trump for many things for this year, like that gun control remark about the Parkland shooting, and I guess him replacing Rex Tillerson with some CIA fucker, and replacing McMaster with John Bolton and all that shit. He should not be fully blamed for the Omnibus Bill and the Cloud Act. I think most of the blame should be pointed to Congress, the 115th Congress, which I think it's the worst Congress we ever had in this century, in this part of American history. So that's why I want people to vote in the midterms, so that we can get rid of these congressional members that are assholes and replace them with good people that are willing to represent the people that they are supposed to represent. They're supposed to represent the people that are in their congressional district as well as the state, not the NGOs and these mega corporations. So that's all I got to say about this Omnibus Bill and whatnot. I'm Wicked Wonka and I'm signing out.